I read the entire 108-page NAR settlement agreement, proposed settlement agreement, so you don't have to.
I think this is one of the best videos that I've seen about the NAR settlement, and she is an attorney, so she brings different, very detailed point of views. Welcome back to Shawn Realty Show, and let's dive into it.
And this is probably what everybody is abuzz about, is that offers of compensation to the buyer's broker cannot be made via the MLS or disclosing on the MLS total broker compensation. So basically combined compensation to both listing and cooperating brokers. This is the change. So right now you're allowed to state that on MLS, not anymore. Now, it's very important to notice that it doesn't say prohibit making offers of compensation. It is that you cannot do it using the MLS. You cannot make those offers of compensation to a buyer agent on the MLS. You can use off MLS means of doing that. Next, require realtor MLSs to eliminate all broker compensation fields on the MLS, and then prohibit the sharing of offers of compensation using any other MLS field. So this is really just pushing the fact that not only are you not supposed to use the MLS anymore to make those offers, that the MLSs are supposed to make it nearly impossible for you to try. So there's not going to be a dedicated field to, buyer agent compensation. There in your MLS, maybe there isn't one already, but if there is, it has to be removed. And then also clamping down, making sure that other fields are not being used to share that. So you can't come up with code words and try to stick it in the property description to let buyer's agents know that the seller is offering compensation.
It's one of the key ingredients of this settlement. To me, this settlement is to pretty much incomplete ability to show what's necessary to get the job done. So it basically ties up the ability of NAR to do what we're really supposed to do, which is providing all the information so that the buyers and seller can make the connection. Let's share some more.
Agreeing not to create some other website to facilitate the offers of compensation. And this is specifically to NAR and the MLSs. So they can't promulgate and create these other websites to say, hey, for this property, this is what we're offering. But that doesn't prevent these types of websites from being made. They just can't be made by the MLS. They can't be encouraged by the MLS or NAR. They can't use the data that they have to create some other website to share this information in order to circumvent the requirement.
So if NAR is not allowed to make a website like that or even to support, that means the realtors will have to go to those brand new websites and plug in those data separately. But then if the realtors are part of the NAR, we may be restricted to put that information to those independent websites as well, because we're part of NAR, because we're the member of NAR. So it makes me wonder, is this to force the agents to cut the ties with the NAR? Or is it more like to create like independent website to make a lot of money? Required information to sell a house and for the consumers to know whether that seller is offering BAC or not. Blocking that is such a complete opposite of transparency, in my opinion.
You have to have your buyer agency agreement signed before you make any tours of the property. That is now, it's just a requirement now. And that is maybe making some agents nervous of, buyers are not patient in a lot of cases. They see a house and they text you and they say, can we see it in 30 minutes? Well, maybe, but now you're going to have to make sure that your buyer agency agreement is signed before you ever get into that property.
I could see the buyer's agency agreement automatically renewing every week. So for example, if buyers would sign a service agreement with me, I would just sign up for showing maybe 1 to 2 homes for that day, and then it expires, right, that day. and then have another language that says, unless the mutually agreed or the buyer gave the notice to the buyer's agent, this service agreement automatically renew for one more day, another one more day. So you have basically like a constantly self-renewing agreement. That could be one option for the buyers to feel less pressure or less committed to work with a buyer's agent and yet see some properties the way it's being done right now. The two agents, one represent the seller, the other one represent the buyer, and they split that 5 to 6%, like 2.5 from maybe 2.7% splitting. That system has been the most optimum system that it worked so well until now. And they're trying to break that system. And I actually made a post on X about this one. Like if you sell an art through like Christie's or Sotheby's, they charge anywhere between, I believe, 10 to about 12%. One salesperson makes 10 to 12%. They don't complain about that. Guys like Jerry Maguire, they make for endorsement between 10 to 20%, I believe. So for the realtors to make like 2.5% on one side of the transaction, buyer or the seller, I don't understand why they're going after this. But in my opinion, they have other reasons why they're making agents dependent on other websites, like big websites out there. Just know that any fees can be negotiated, and there's big changes that are going to come beyond that. This hasn't been approved by the judge yet, and it's really not a working system in my opinion. So they'll have to come up with other solutions to make it work. So thanks for watching Shawn Realty Show. If you have any comments about it, please let me know, and any questions. And if you like and subscribe, I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day.